Do you think that is the reason that people don't want to get married now?
People don't want to get married because of whatever they've seen in the marriages that they have seen. When it happens to a man, the only time we take it seriously when they're dead. A lot of relationship counselors also say that sometimes you may win the fight but not the relationship.
What is your thought process when it comes to being into a relationship with someone?
When you have lesser choices, it's easier to be happy. जब आपको पता ही नहीं है बाहर की दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है, it's just easier to make peace with that.
When you come into the relationship, what would you decide that how you want to take care of that person?
I don't know if a boy grows up learning how to be in a relationship. Your parents don't teach you how to be in a relationship. Your partners teach you how to be in a relationship.
Don't you feel that letting go would be much easier?
But I don't know how to let go.
Although there is a lot of mystery who Rebecca is.
#1 spirituality and lifestyle podcast.
Kabir.
Kabirr Vani.
Kabirr Vani.
Kabirr Vani.
Kabirr Vani.
Kabirr Vani.
Kabirr Vani. Amazing people like Kabirr Vani. Welcome to Kabirr Vani. So today's podcast is very interesting and very different than most of my other podcasts that I've done, because the conversation that I had with this physiotherapist, doctor, science-backed person, into fitness, into life, into meditation, manifestation. She has power to talk about anything and everything. Like she would introduce herself. Hi, I am Dr. Rebecca Pinto, but today I am your life buddy. Follow me for cute little tips. Rebecca Pinto, finally we meet
Yes.
for a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, सबसे पहले I want to ask you, right? Every time I see your story, every time, and I think I've scolded you a few times as well.
Yeah. I think I have surpassed the scolding. Now, अभी पीटना पड़ेगा.
I keep telling Bhakti, I'm like, यार बंदी हर दूसरे हफ्ते उसका नया प्लेन में से वो आएगा, स्टोरी आएगा. You can scold me if you see another story.
Yes.
What's with that? Like, चाहते क्या हो?
So beyond the point, I used to not like traveling.
Okay.
So you tell people ना कि ये मेरे को करते हुए देखो तो डांट देना. It was exactly that. But you have to travel for work. Like, how do you stop that? So that just continued. It had started with कि डांट दो.
कितने लोग डांटते? Be very honest.
No one.
Don't lie to me.
Not one.
Was I the first one to yell at you? I'm like, what are you doing?
No. So
I don't know if you remember, I've messaged you.
Yes. But I also think that 90% of the people just know that I'll travel for some work only. So then they're like, okay. And if I'm on a vacation, they'll be like, after working so much, I think you just deserve this. Okay. Like, they're not. No one's really scolding.
Okay. So people, alright. So if you guys are watching this, please start scolding.
Yeah. Maybe it will get less. So.
Yeah, right? Just scold her when you feel like it. Be nice. Be gentle. She looks tough, but she's a very sweet. Alright. So let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
Alright. So that's one thing that I've noticed about you. The second thing I've noticed about you, which is very recent. Pani pilo.
Yeah.
What's with that? Like, are you promoting water? Is that what's going on?
Is it not right? Like, haven't we grown up with, like, you can go tell your mother that I've had a breakup and she'll be like, हाँ पानी पी ले. Like, we've just grown up, I think, with the ideology that water is the solution to everything. पेट में दर्द हो रहा है, पानी पी ले. So yeah, just hydrate. I don't think we hydrate enough.
You don't think? How about you? How many liters of water do you drink?
I drink as per my thirst. And
what is that?
So I don't believe in this much water is necessary.
Okay. So they say like have 3, 4, 5 liters of water.
So I don't go by that.
Okay.
I personally drink when I'm thirsty. So the minute I feel like a little dry or your lips have started getting dry, you start drink water.
Okay,
that's
that
dehydration.
So when I saw the first Pani Pilo story, I was like, this girl, there was this fun person who had got famous. Hi friends.
Pani Pilo.
Chai Pilo.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? I'm like, okay, is she trying to like grab that strategy right now? And then she's like going
that
for
was
Pani
some
Pilo.
Viral thing.
That was indeed a viral thing. So my thought first yahi aaya. I'm like, okay, I think Rebecca is going that strategy right now. She's like, I'm reached 600,000 followers.
I wish.
Now I need to go 1 million followers.
I wish everyone knows me as much as they knew her for Pani Pilo. Yeah.
Hai na Pani Pilo, right? I think she's gone now. I don't see her
I remember I used to do Chai Pilo. Garm hai. She used to do a
And I think I started following that Pani Pilo wala part when you had put up a story that you're about to get a tattoo.
I did a
and then you had literally Okay,
Yeah.
so cool. So I've known you for a very less time, but I think we have connected well
We've known each other enough.
now that we can have a proper conversation on who you are, how you are, why you are.
Yes.
Although there's a lot of mystery of who Rebecca is.
As
Right?
in,
Because I've seen several different route of yours.
like,
Okay, so when I've seen that you are one of those people who are consistently reading, there can be a people who are consistently messing around right next bed of yours, like we were that night when we had met for the retreat, and you were consistently reading.
yeah.
So that's one person that I've seen. I've seen another person who shoots herself while she's eating.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've seen one person who's very much intrigued in learning meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because how you were like,
Yeah.
I think रात को काफी लेट हो गया था अपन
Yeah.
जाग रहे थे that night, and next day morning I think you and I were the only people who
Who
had
had gone
actually
for
showed
the-
up for the meditation.
Yes. Yes.
And then there's this person who keeps on traveling.
Huh.
Okay, so out of all of this,
Huh.
which one is real Rebecca?
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
But which one do you like the best?
All of it. I think all of it that comes together and gives me the balance is what I like. I'd never want, like, there are some people who are defined by their work. I'd never want that. I'd never want me to be defined by one thing. Like, that thing cannot become my identity.
Okay.
I'd always like to have like a balance.
Okay, you always
Yeah.
like to have
Yeah.
the balance. Okay, so earlier when we were talking about let's talk about your Instagram journey a little bit here, and let's see how that goes. Well,
Okay.
right? So you said that you're not much of a fan of having a lot of fame, and you would rather have a lot of money than a lot of fame.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you have fame.
Yeah.
When did your first fame start?
Well, I'm very bad with memory, so I don't know when. But 1 year into the journey, I had reached like 100-ish, 100K. Yeah.
Okay, so you as a profession, you're technically a physiotherapist.
Physiotherapist.
Okay, so this is how you started.
Yeah.
All right, and when you're making those videos, I think when I came across one of your videos was something with sex education,
Yes.
which was very neat.
Huh. Yeah.
I think there was something to do with laptops and phones.
Yes.
That's I think that video I came across. And I was like, okay, we can have a good conversation on that. So when I came through that, being a girl, being a pretty girl, let me say that, right? Being a pretty girl with dimples on social media, how do you handle? Did you go through any kind of the chapri comments? And,
Fortunately, no.
Okay, everything was good.
Never. So the minute I was on my way to 100, I had a lot of friends established in the space who had told me these are the kind of DMs you're going to get, these are the kind of pictures you're going to get. Fortunately, till date, no one's ever crossed a line.
Okay.
Now, for me, crossing a line is different. For me, crossing a line is talking dirty to me. No one's spoken dirty to me. Even if they're saying I love you, they'll be like, I love you, ma'am. Like, there's a lot
the
of
real fan following.
respect. Yeah, there's a lot of respect. If I don't read a lot of DMs. There are some days I sit and go through the DMs. I don't respond though. But I'm seeing what's happening. If I've not responded and left them on scene, they'll just come and say sorry.
So they're thinking that they must have crossed the line.
I don't have people talking bad. No.
Okay.
Very good people, decent
line.
people. Yeah.
Have you manifested that for yourself?
No. I was ready for the negative. Like when my friends told me, "Ye sab aayega," I was ready for it. I was like, "ठीक है, आएगा तो ये करूँगी, वो करूँगी." So I was ready for that. It never came.
Good. So that means you're always clean and you're always going that.
Yeah.
So you've always had the safer side of social media you've seen.
Yeah, I've not seen, like, I'll tell you how simple it is for me. If someone comes and puts hate in the comment section of a reel, there are 2 more people who are not even my followers sometimes will come and be like, but she's giving information, no? What's your problem?
So they're protecting you already.
Yeah. There's a recent reel where I put how to get away from fire, like safely. And in that, I had said that take a wet blanket around you. So people are like, कि अभी ये emergency में blanket गीला कैसे करें? One person has come and said, सुसु कर लो उसके ऊपर. Like, what is this question? How is she supposed to solve that? Another person is coming, like I had said, keep a wet cloth ताकि carbon dioxide अंदर. They're like, cloth गीला कैसे करें? People are just like, what is this question? And then someone else is coming and saying, isn't this supposed to be covered by the emergency department and not a physiotherapist? Someone else comes and says, but she's trying to help. Like, what's your point here? So I did not have to respond to even one. I just have some people who are following me, some people are not following me, but just coming and putting sense into them, saying, what are you asking here? Like, it's genuinely just share it with somebody you love. So, yeah.
Okay, so you have the universe
I'm protected.
consistently protected you.
Yes.
It's like an aura consistently around you,
Yes.
which is making sure that nothing negative comes your way.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And let me ask you this. What is your thought process? Do you believe in manifestation?
Not really. Like, if you ask me, do I believe in manifestation? No.
Okay.
But I've seen it work for some people and not work for some people. Have I ever tried it? Never.
Okay.
I'd love to.
But have you come across something which you wanted really badly and then it has happened?
Yeah.
Okay, what would that be?
So whatever I've wanted really, really badly, I have a small temple, I go pray there, at home only. I go pray there and I get it. So I'm very watchful of what I pray. But if I really want something that badly for a while, I'll just ask for it and I get it.
Okay. So
but instead of asking to the universe, I ask it to God. But
don't you feel that again, for some people, God and universe could be one and the same thing?
It is the same thing. Like, for someone, that idol might not matter, but the voice that goes in the energy is what matters. So yeah, it could be the same thing. But for me, as an adult, it's difficult to change my mind. Bachpan se, when they have told me one thing, it's just easier for me to believe
in that.
Ki yahi hai, yahi de dega. So it's easier. I'm not saying I don't want to manifest. I'd love to manifest something and see it come true. But I've never done it personally.
So you have not officially practiced methods of doing any kind of manifestation?
No.
You have come across anyone who does believe in manifestation highly?
Yeah. I have a very close friend, Vasundhara. She has like a vision board and all. She fully manifests things. We don't speak about it as much. Okay. But because she's mentioned it twice to me, I know that she does that. Okay.
So have you not made a vision board for your own?
No.
You've not come across it over here?
No. I think if I ever have to, it will have to be like a team effort, because it's such a new avenue that I'd not want to do it alone. I'd want someone to do it with me, check on me till I decide to go on that path. Okay. Like, just keeping me on that path, I'd need like a partner helping me there.
Okay, makes sense. As a human being, what do you believe? Like, so there are different ways of life, right? So there is one which is called atheism. Okay. There's one which is you're completely religious. Then there is one which is spirituality. So what is your way of life?
So I'll tell you, religious is also puja part and all, right?
Correct. Yeah, like I'm talking about proper, when I'm talking about religion. See, atheism is what, right? You don't do anything. It's like you be a good human being. Some be a good human being. Religious is that you're consistently doing some kind of kriyas. Right? And then spirituality is just more of a connection.
So I would say I'm none of them and all of them. Okay. Like, I fully believe that do good work. For example, when I was in Banaras, my boat guy, who was taking me around, damn sweet, okay, these people are, he told me that पूरी दुनिया बनारस आती है because they think यहाँ पाप धुल जाएंगे. But बनारस के सब लोग ये सोचते हैं कि आप अच्छा कर्म करो और बस वही काफी है. आपके पाप नहीं, like, just your good deed will take over your bad deed. You don't have to take a dubki. And that was so nice. So I believe in that keep doing good, don't do bad. Because I think that troubles me only if I do something bad. Do I believe in God? Yes. Do I believe in puja part and all? No. Like, I believe that if your heart is clean, you taking a shower is not important. Like, if I'm in mud and blood and all, another person will not take me home, but God will be like, come here. Yeah, like, all that does not matter. I really believe that your faith has to be pure. I don't believe in all that. Puja karna, I don't believe in that.
Kriyas is not something that you...
I believe in going to temples, but again, I'll tell you something I've experienced. When you go to temple, there are people who are pushing you to a point that there are sometimes you'll feel stampede ho jayega. If there was really a God there, like alive, okay, I'm saying there is a soul of a God there.
There's a soul of a God.
But अगर सच में वहाँ पे जिंदा होते, तो आप ये करते मेरे साथ, like आप मेरे को धक्का मारते और जाते आगे, आपका 2 मिनट पहले हो जाएगा. How can you not be good to each other in the corridor of God? So that I don't align with. I don't align with 5-6 घंटों का line where you're pushing people. Like, the idea should be, okay, go ahead, like, कर लो, आपका इच्छा हो जाए पूरा. Your heart has to be good. So while I believe in God and going to temples, I don't align with a lot of practices that happen around it.
Around it. But do you think it's probably not because of that thing, but the sense of the kindness doesn't belong? Or I think we're still learning. I think as country, we're still growing
Right.
when it comes to the kindness that you show to the other person.
Right.
Or having the distance, the maintaining the distance part.
Right.
Right. So do you think that is not more related to that particular aspect than thinking that there might not be a deity or a kind of higher energy there?
I just feel that the people who are doing this don't really maybe believe in God. Like, I'm telling you, it's as simple as if an idol was not there and Krishna was really standing. Would you push me in front of him?
Of course not. Yeah, possibly not. I mean, I wouldn't.
So it's not about how they are as people. It's about they don't believe there's a real soul there.
So, yeah.
Because if honestly there was, like, I've faced this at a lot of temples. Let me say Tirupati. If genuinely he was there and I'm praying to him, would you throw me? Would you do that to me? No. You'd also be like, you'd only focus on yourself and God and nothing else.
The connection between you
Yeah.
and the entity.
And if someone else is there, you'll be like, okay, I'll go away, but me and my God is still here. You maybe don't believe in it enough for you to be doing all of this. It's nothing to do with me.
No, see, what I'm asking you here is that, so I can understand that because I've faced the similar thing, right? I come from, so I've grown up in a different country. I'm born here, I'm born in India, but I've grown up in a different country where when you stand in a line, right? So there is a one hand distance.
Right,
School mein aisa
right.
khada karte the apne ko aage karke. So there, that particular thing is very normal.
Yes.
It's a normal common sense. You open up a door, right? So over there, if there are 10 people, if you're going to open a door, the second person is going to be like, thank you. Going to hold the door for the third person. The third person is going to say thank you, hold the door for the fourth person. That is a very basic common sense that is followed. But here, it's a bit different. You open up the door, you become a watchman.
Yeah, 20 people will go in front of you. Yeah.
And none will. I don't think one will even say thanks.
The best example is when you go on the airport and you have to put your luggage through the security. How many people just want to put it before you?
Before you.
Like, okay.
So I was thinking about the fact that why is it that we are always in so much rush? And could this be one of the reasons where when it comes to even prayers, right? So we are consistently thinking, I have to be the first one because what if God might go on lunch break? You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
So what is it that we can do as humans and as Indians here to make these things change?
I don't think we can do anything. It's only the authorities and the trust who owns that space that can get rules and regulation. And if I go to put a rule and regulation, they'll kick me out.
Kick you out of India?
Yeah, like I think only I don't know the place, but my dad had told me that there was a temple that he had recently gone to. And over there likha tha कि if you are in this K queue, then आपका 15 मिनट में दर्शन हो जाएगा. So don't push. And 15 मिनट में हो जाता है because they have estimated that. और लिखा रहेगा it will take 1 hour. Don't push. So mentally also you are aware कि 1 घंटा लगे मैं push भी कर लूँगा तो K will go to A only after an hour. So I think it's the authorities that will have to align that. Sitting on the outside, it's easier for me to say that.
This, yeah.
Handling a crowd
Huge
of crores
crowd,
is not easy. Like, it's just, I think it's a suggestion I can give, but how possible it is or not possible, वो तो उनको ही पता है.
उनको ही पता है. Exactly. What could be the other alternative? So for you, if you're not able to go to mandir, what else do you do?
Oh, you sit and pray, no, wherever you are, because God is everywhere, no. Like what we did just before this. I don't know what you were doing. I was just like, God, come sit with me, please.
That's exactly what I did.
Like, it's as simple as God is, and if it's not everywhere, then how is that possible? It has to be everywhere. I don't know another way.
Do you think that will change people's perspective if they start believing in that?
I still believe people believe that God exists in a certain
places.
And I understand because I've heard different things. Like, there was a time I would not go to Shirdi. I'd be like, अगर घर में मंदिर है तो बाहर क्यों जाना है? मतलब अगर घर में मम्मी पापा है तो मैं बाहर जाके पूछूंगी I want to meet your मम्मी पापा. No, घर में है ना. Why? So my dad told me very nicely that what you're saying, I had not gone for some 10 years. My dad sat me down and said, why you don't want to go? I said, this is my reason. कि घर में है तो why should I disrespect them and go outside? Why will he ever listen to me then? And Papa was like, don't ask. But if you go to Mangalore to look for me, you're understanding कि ये मेरा घर था. Like I used to belong here. These were my childhood. Go with that. Don't ask. No one's telling you that if you go to a temple, you have to ask. You ask where your heart feels right. But go visit with the idea of he lived here. This place has his memories. And I was like, that I can do. So now I go and I don't ask. Because I still get a very nice vibe there. I don't ask. I still ask where I want to ask. But I think my mindset was just different.
A bit changed. Because again, very beautifully explained in fact. I mean, even I didn't think of it this way sometimes because I was thinking the same way. I'm like, why would I want to do that? Okay, but then I guess if I look at it in that perspective, that okay, because we see, okay, that was his house. And that's where he have come across. Okay.
And it's just a blessing to be able to go to that house and feel and go through those memories and come back. Mangana is not necessary.
Not necessary. Okay. So this is what we are talking about, religion. So how the tithis and kriyas and stuff. So I understand that you...
So I'm 50-50 there.
50-50 there. Okay. So now I know that you're not atheist. Now you believe in God.
And I believe in good karmas.
That is there. Has to be. You believe in God, you have to believe in good karmas. It goes hand in hand. Do you think doing bad karmas can affect you now? Or do you feel that any of your bad karmas have followed you in this life?
Yeah, I believe in that.
Yeah? You believe in past life?
I believe in past lives.
Yeah. You feel that you were another doctor back in your life?
I was something else only in my past life, I'm sure. Nothing related to what I am now. Maybe my ideologies were also not the same. But I do believe that some things come to you from your past life, good or bad.
What made you say that? Why? What's your feeling on it?
What's the reason for me to be so protected? Like when I grew up, I was not while I was obedient and all, I was not a very nice girl. I didn't know etiquettes and all. So if someone's come at the door, I'll close the door and be like, someone's come for you. Now, as growing up, I realized that's such a bad behavior. But as a child, I didn't know that this is bad behavior to close the door at someone. It's just bad manners. I had too many bad manners. Now I know what is a good way of treating people, being with them and all. But in spite of all that, if my life is so nice and I'm so happy and I'm so protected, kuch to kiya hoga na.
You have come across anyone who does Akashic?
What is Akashic?
Okay, so Akashic is kind of like a past life, figuring out who you were in your past life.
I've not done past life regression. Is that's what you're talking about?
So past life regression is different.
What's past
life regression is something that, let's say if you're going through some kind of very bad diseases or consistently something is wrong with you, you do anything good. I still, again, on the contrary, I feel that everything is mindset that can be changed.
Right.
But there is this thing called past life regression. No, past life regression. That's different. Akashic is different. Past life regression is where what has happened with you, kuch galat hua hai, kaise hua. So you do past life regression, and in that they'll go back into your past and they'll figure out
and heal it.
And kind of to figure, let you, so you need to know what has happened so you can forgive and move on.
Fair.
Right?
Fair. What's Akashic?
So, bahut sare, jise I've come across past life regression where they were into, so this one person was consistently nurse. Even in this life, she was a nurse. But in past life, she was a nurse in a world war.
Of course, because there was a world war then.
Yes, so there was this thing going on. There was this, again, and in previous life as well, she was married to someone who was in a war.
Right.
So all her life, she was in war. So and now in this life, she's consistently thinking, he's going to go away, he's going to cheat. He's going to go away, he's going to cheat. So बोले कि भाई क्या हो रहा है, क्यों मेरे ये लाइफ के अंदर से मेरे को कोई भी चीट नहीं किया, उसका हस्बैंड भी अच्छा है, सब अच्छा है, पैसे भी अच्छे हैं, but she's consistently thinking that he's going to cheat. So when they got the past life regression done, in previous life she was a nurse in a war and she lost her husband in a war. So that was like because he left her.
Yeah.
One before that, she was also married, but where her husband he was like not into the army and all, but he still died in a war.
Oh,
so it's
she just carried that.
She's carrying that all the way from. So that was a regression that's coming all the way from her back life. Akashic is again that you go back in time to know what you were doing as a person.
How does that matter?
So in the way where you're just finding out that it's not wrong has something happened. It's just you want to go there and you want to find, who were you in your past life. Let's say for example, one person came to me and they were like, in this life, you're meant to be a healer.
Huh.
I'm like, okay, I'm not started healing anyone yet.
Huh.
Well, but do you speak to people? I'm like, yes.
Hmm.
Well, do people come to you with a lot of
Pain.
and they are very comfortable talking to you? I'm like, yes. So like, have you have people come up to you and tell you things that they will not tell anyone? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so in your past life, you were a healer.
Hmm.
Okay, and
So part of that is carried
part
on.
of that is carried on. So Akashic is where you're actually getting the good things out of it, and regression is that something you're going out there and looking for regression. कि क्या गलत है?
So I've never aligned with past क्यों जानना है?
हाँ.
जब वहाँ जीना ही नहीं है तो जान के क्या करोगे? But if you're saying that like as simple as the careers are same, or if you go into the past, you find out what your purpose is in this life, then maybe I'll get aligned. Like these are such new information.
So many things coming across now. Yeah.
I've always come from the thought process कि किसी का भी past क्यों जानना है? It does not matter when, because they have not grown up. Let's say me as a content, I didn't know as a child I'm going to become a content creator.
Yeah.
So I've not lived my life like that. So whatever's happened has happened. All of that. I just believe in these little things. Ki what you've done in the past does not matter. What you're doing today and you decide to do tomorrow is what matters.
Yeah, I agree. Like living in the present moment is most of the people failing.
Yeah.
Huh.
No one does that.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody does that.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. Like, yeah. I mean, yeah, they fail into it, right? That's what you mean.
They
Okay.
fail
I'm like, you're saying nobody fails at it. I'm like, I think everybody fails at
that. Yeah, no one lives in the
they're
present.
Either living in the past or they're living in the future. Nobody's living in the present.
But if somebody tells me कि ये आकाशिक करके I'll find my purpose and move closer to what I'm supposed to do in this life, I would.
So that is Akashic.
Yeah.
So you go back in your time and you say, what was your purpose? Right? So technically, there are a lot of concepts again when it comes to life. Right?
You believe in past lives?
I don't know yet. Right? So I'll
tell you an incident.
Tell me.
I was in a session where regression was happening.
Okay.
I was alone in that session. They wanted to take me back to my childhood memory. My eyes were closed. I was there. While they were taking me to my childhood, I slipped.
Okay.
And I was just like, I know what I felt then. And I just felt like I don't know where I am. Luckily, the person who was guiding me through it was very calm and stable and was like, wherever she goes, I'll get her back. And I think for a good 1 minute, I was in random light.
Different realm.
Yeah. To a point where I reached to a life that didn't belong to me. And I was like, I completely, like I'm getting goosebumps on saying it. So I could define how the person looked, but that person was not me, but it was me. Like I was like, this person doesn't look like me, but it is me. And I'm just like, what the hell, where am I? And I know this person, but I don't know this person. Like in that life, I know that who this person is, but this mind is not being able to analyze who that person is. Everything was so different. But I had that memory that I know this is me, this is my soul, and this is a person related to
just
that person.
Different body.
And they asked me, are you comfortable being there? I said, no, I don't know what's happening. I don't want to know what's happening. They said, are you sure? I said, yeah, like it's just scaring me a little to be here because everything's so unknown. They said, do you want to come back? Because they were also okay with guiding me there to figure out what's happening. And then they let me do something there, but they got me back very easily.
Okay.
And I think all thanks to the person who was guiding me through it, she really knew not panicking and bringing me smoothly back was more important because she and I both didn't knew that I slipped. Once we were back and my eyes were open is when like I knew I had slipped, and she figured the minute I started telling her that this is not me, this is not me. But she just knew, okay, this girl has slipped. So because it's in person happened to me, I believe in past life.
Okay.
Like why else? I can move into someone else's life and be like, I'm in a chapter where I don't know. But why am I saying this is me? And if that is me, then that is...
You felt some kind of connection where that made you feel that.
Yeah.
Okay, so were you like a different form? Like, were you still a female?
I was still a female.
You were still a female.
Yeah, I was still a female.
Okay. Because that happens. It says that usually souls change the body, but gender changes.
I don't really remember male, female also. Like it happened some 2 years back.
Okay. So what made you do that?
I had gone into, so I had a fear of heights.
Okay.
I still have a fear of heights. Because of which I had gone for a family trip and I could not take the cable car to go up Kashmir. My family had gone and I just froze. And I thought it's a fear of heights. So I went to a therapist, like a psychiatrist. And I told her that I have a fear of heights and I want to work on this. Like, can we do therapy? Because I'm aware, I'm from the medical field. I know who is capable of doing what.
Okay.
So I went to a psychiatrist saying I want to do therapy. I knew 1-2 sessions of therapy can remove the fear. One session was enough.
Okay.
I didn't have to go. But in that, she figured that I don't have a fear of heights. Like, I can go to a 25-story building and look down and be like, oh, so pretty.
Fun. Okay.
But a glass should be there. I have a fear of falling. I don't, like, I can go up in a completely comforted, supported space and be like, wow, this is so pretty. Like, flights don't scare me.
Okay, right. Yeah, because that was
That's
about to be my
height.
next question, because you're consistently
Yeah.
traveling.
So that's height. But then I figured I'm not scared of height. I'm just scared of falling. So anything that's little unstable, I can't do that. And while trying to figure out where the fear of height came from, we slipped. Because there's always like a childhood memory where I must have fallen and
Something might have happened.
yeah. So she was trying to get me there and we figured 2-3 instances, but it was not there. It was previously there.
So you have to go one more life past
Yeah.
going on. So they do say that you have a lot of lives. So that way. Because I have fear of birds.
Ah.
Birds scare the shit out of me, right?
Right.
And like, don't do that. Don't do that. It's just- so for me, that is like ultimate stardom.
So imagine if like you can really go to a therapist
Yeah.
and they'll find out if it's in this life, they'll find out which age what happened with a bird.
Because I know as well what happened. No?
Oh,
I know what happened.
but you've not healed it.
No, I've not healed it after that.
Oh, so
yeah.
what happens is in this session, when she finds out what happened, she heals it there.
Okay.
She brings your grown-up self there. She makes you talk to it. She understands that it's an episode and she brings you back 5 years, says, are you still scared? 5 years, are you still scared? And then snaps you out of it.
Snap me out. Achha, okay. Because this is something that has happened. So, I live on 17th floor and there's apparently a lot of pigeons there. So before we put up a grill, so this, I don't know. So we have this pantry kind of thing right at the middle room that we have. So वहाँ पे ना हमेशा the pigeons would come because they're trying to find a place to nest, and that's a very cozy place, and they would always come there before we put up the grill. So she is like, I'm telling you, she's like, she has no fear.
Yeah.
Right? She's like no
Which is
fear.
amazing to have.
Yeah, she's no fear. Like, so
Yeah.
there's this like, so one time we came home and they're like, it's somewhere around 5-6 p.m. and I opened up the door and I realized that there are pigeons there because of course the glass were closed. I'm like, okay, there are 2 pigeons there. I'm going in the room. Call me once you're done. So what she does, she gets away 1 pigeon out. Okay. So and she doesn't need, she'll go and pick it up and then she'll let him out. She knows I'm scared, right? So, and I lock the door. I'll go inside the room and I'll close the door. I'm like, call me when you're done. I won't even open and see it. Okay, what she's doing. I'll do that. And here she's like, oh, I've done it. Okay. I open the door and she's holding it. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Oh God.
And I'm like, I banged the door right away. I'm like, I'm not coming out till the time you're done it.
I don't trust you.
So that's my fear. And I don't know, like, so I know that in my childhood I saw a bird come into the
Get stuck.
get stuck in the fan. And
I've also seen that.
right in front of me. So I think that's I'm thinking that's what.
No,
scared
so
me.
yeah, you figure it out.
Yeah, okay.
If there was anything before that, after that. Because they also say that sometimes there are few triggers. What started it could be one thing and your brain must have not healed, but then there was another trigger. Like only the people who know how to do this know this.
Exactly.
I'm the experience, like I have experienced it. I've been the patient to it. I'm not the one who's done it.
Okay. Now for me, it's different. For my journey of how I am and who I am has become a very controversial thing for myself, not in the world. Apparently, I don't want it to become a controversial thing in a world.
But if someone tells you that they can put you in a session where you can figure out everything that happened in your past life, would you want to know?
I'll probably give it a try. I think there is a person who does that. She told me that she can. I went for it, but then I stopped.
Why?
I don't know, like just something. So I'm a person. I have a very high intuitions.
Same.
Okay, so I can.
A gut feeling.
It's a gut feeling. तो मेरे एकदम खतरनाक है. As of right now, I'm working on getting my intuition level so high that I've told Bhakti, I knew this was going to happen.
Hmm.
You know, I've told her that, and many times I've caught it before it happens. So I've told her that, you know what, this is what's going to happen. And it happens, and she's like,
Yeah. When I
"How
have a
did you
very
know that?"
strong
I'm
gut
like,
feeling.
dude, I don't know. It
Yeah.
came to my head and it happened. So I've done that many times. So what I was talking
You would
about
give it a
was,
try.
so I don't know. So this is what happened. So this one person who had came, she's amazing. She's also an Akashic healer. She talks to spirits and all. Right? Many times I have also. So I
I'm a
will
little
know.
shit scared of that.
No, but you know, I feel that as well. Around me, I can feel it. I know when there's energies. Okay, so it has happened many times where I've been with someone, and she had a similar sense, and she all of a sudden she calmed down all of a sudden. I mean, there is something here, isn't it? So she's like, yes. I'm like, I'm having mixed feeling, but I feel it's good. She's like, yes. She's like, something here. I'm like, okay. So this is something that I know I have that intuition. And when she realized that, okay, this guy has this power to do it, and we started doing this conversation. So she's like, you know, you have 5 people protecting me. I'm like,
I would love to meet this female and figure who's protecting me.
Really? Oh, you should meet her.
So I know one person who's protecting me. I would like to know if there's more.
So yeah.
And I think just someone telling me that validation that yes, that one person
one person is there. Okay.
Is like my life sorted.
Okay, so
I'll
definitely get you connected. So you know, she does that. So sometimes I just feel that what if this is some kind of mindset that we have, like, you know, just saying like, there, you know, even in astrology, right? There are good astrologers, there are bad astrologers, right? There are people who will just scare the shit out of you, and there's some people who will only talk good to you. But then when you feel, if I'm going to tell you, Rebecca, that you know, if you drink this coffee, you're going to get your tummy hurt. There's something in this coffee that will make your tummy hurt. So when you're going to drink that coffee, it's going to hurt your tummy. It's because of, I've already drilled it into your head. Now you're drinking that coffee with that feeling that, अच्छा अभी कबीर ने बोल तो दिया है, और you believe me as well कि अच्छा चलो, you know, now that is stuck into my head.
I'll just create a tummy hurt.
Now you'll create a tummy hurt. So what if that we live in a world right now that is everything is at the point of mindset.
That's neuroscience. That everything is a narrative of the mind.
Correct.
Like everything, you can. That's what neuroscience says. That it's all in the mind. If you change the narrative of how you think,
everything changes. Right, so there are meditations as well that you can do.
Yeah,
which changes the complete neuroscience into that.
Yes.
Like, you know, there's NLP that is called.
Yes,
you can completely change your thought process into that. So now I feel that when we get into these kind of thought process, like we get into Akashic, we get into past life regression, very getting into तुम्हारे तारे गर्दिश में है, तुम्हारे तो पुराने पिछले जन्म के कर्मा इतने बुरे थे कि तुम अभी कर रहे हो. But then at that point of time, what if they're just scaring you? And then you're just creating a perception of it. And if it's nothing like that, this is the only one life you get. This is once you're done with this life, you're a light, you go back to the light. What is your thoughts on that? Because I, you know, when you told me, do you believe in past life? I have been told that I have had 4 past lives. Okay. In all 4 past lives, apparently I was a healer. I was always healing people. Apparently, in my last past life, I was a bad person. Whereas I had hurt a lot of people. And that's why I'm again in this life as a good healer to ensure that I'm balancing my karmic debts. But then again, वही है ना कि आप मुझे बता रहे हो वो मैं मेरे दिमाग में drill कर रहा हूँ. So how do you differentiate between that and what do you feel about that?
A part of me wants to know everything. So I believe in everything. Do I believe in astrology? Yes. Because I've seen it work for someone. Do I believe in what the tares do for you? Tarot, everything. You name it and I believe in it. I may not believe in it for myself. But I have seen that it's worked for people. And that's enough for me. Like, let's say, एक दवाई अगर आप पे काम कर गई तो वो दवाई काम कर रही है ना? Like, that sample size is where it's work. If it doesn't work for me, that doesn't mean that medicine is not. Yeah. So I believe in everything. Past life, a part of me who wants to know everything wants to know about the past life. But I also feel like already इस life का इतना ज्ञान है मेरे दिमाग में. And God forbid कुछ बुरा है उस life में. Do I want to carry that memory with me?
Correct.
Because I'm sure I have died. I've also lost people in that life.
Actually, we have in
Do
this
I
life
want to
as well.
attach that pain of what happened there and bring it with me, because once I know the memory is here.
Hmm.
So I'm not too sure of that. Do I want to carry the bad of that life with me
With
here?
you.
If it's only someone telling me good, I don't mind.
But
But I'm sure
but
once
that's the thing, you need to find that right person who's telling you good, no?
yeah.
But most of the time when you come into any kind of occult,
Huh.
I don't know why, somehow, some way, they're always about, this is what's gonna happen. Don't wear this. Don't wear that.
So my dad's into occult.
Okay.
So he truly believes that there are good souls, bad souls. There are some souls that trouble you. There are some souls that, but every soul out there is troubled because they're stuck.
They're stuck.
Like they themselves will not harm you because they're a good soul, but they themselves are also waiting for mukti, like, or they want to pass on. I don't know if mukti is the word, but they want to pass on to whatever's next.
Yeah.
So the fact that they are there is trouble. They might. I also keep battling myself between what's good, what's bad. Like when you say in your second past life you were a bad, what's bad? Like just because it gave you, I'm sure it gave you happiness, because we can't live with guilt. We have to convince our mind with something. But just because it made somebody else unhappy,
does that make you bad?
That does that make you bad? And there's so much of burden to be good. Like I don't know, how much ever you try, there's always one person that will not like you. So what is good, what is bad, I don't know. And I also feel like there's a lot of burden in following that good character, good person, and everything that you do, you have to analyze it from 10 different people's opinion, that will they align, like I don't understand that.
It's like you're trying to please everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But then again, what you said is so very nice, that what is good and what is bad, how does one person know?
I don't want to get mythology, but let's say Ravan. That one thing that he did spoiled every good thing that he ever did. Like he was one of the biggest bhaks of Shiva's. Everything that he ever did, that one wrong, we remember him by that. Let's say that was not there. Nobody told us that narration at all. Then what was Ravan?
What was Ravan? Ravan was the most powerful bhakt of Shiva.
And a nice man. Like if someone does not tell me that one part of the story, Ravan's a nice man. If someone only tells me that part of a story, I'll be like, oh, he's a bad person. If I know both, then I have to decide with my analysis.
What you do,
but it's always how much you know. Like how do you decide what's
How do you decide what's right and what's wrong? Very powerful, because that's something has always been a fight with me as well.
Yeah.
Whereas you go through a lot of scenarios in your life, and kabhi aise bhi ho jata hai zindagi ke andar, you had said something you have not meant. You take Ranveer Alabadia right now, right?
I was just gonna say, but I was so scared.
Like the poor soul.
Yeah.
I've been following this guy since 2015. That he has been doing that fitness videos, and he changed his thing into this occult and all of those things. So I love everything about him, right? And I think I somehow resonate with him as well, because our birthday is the same. The second one day ahead. Like so he's, I think, June 1st or June 2nd. I'm May 31st. So somehow, some way, the way of speaking, the way of talking is also very similar. This one time out of nothing, like this guy just says something. Of course, it was a shitty thing to say. Now, I'm not saying that what he said was right or okay. But the sad part was that because of the fact that how he has created his perceptions in people's mind of who he is and what he said, destroyed everything.
The burden of being a good person.
The burden of being a good person.
I also felt that thing. I didn't feel the burden of being a good person then. Now when I'm talking to you, I feel like, yeah, that's the burden of being a good person. But at that point, I just felt that someone who's given so much to you.
So much.
Like, I know my friends who are content creators who became content creators because of watching him.
I started
as an
this
idol
podcast because of him.
So I don't come from that space, but I know people who do. And I just come from a space where someone's given you, let me quantify it. Someone has given you 10,000 good things in terms of podcast and information and been there for you and just information, and has done one mistake. How do you, like, let's say it's a horrible mistake. Let's say he's done something worse than this. Okay. Like, I don't know how to put it, but let's say something not even worse than this. Does all that 10,000 not matter? Can you not forgive that one mistake? And I heard this I got this mentality long back because in Nach Bali I had heard one actor say कि जब इंसान ही नहीं रहेगा तो उसकी गलतियों का क्या करोगे?
क्या करोगे?
So his wife, he had gone through a marriage where there were difficulties, and I think his wife had cheated on him. He accepted his call. Great. His notion to that was कि जब इंसान ही नहीं रहेगा तो उसकी गलतियों का क्या करोगे? And I was like, bro,
Deep.
like what a thought to have, that what do I do with it? Like a lot of relationship counselors also say that sometimes you may win the fight but not the relationship.
Not the relationship.
So that is what I feel, that what are you doing by holding on to that one mistake and making it so big when the person is only, let's say God forbid they would do something to themselves during this hour. What? Who do we blame?
It takes a minute to do that.
We blame that, oh, because you said wrong, you've done that, or because people are giving him hate. How do we deal with this?
And not only that, I think many people, many times, they hold on to that for lifetime.
Yeah.
They never let that go.
Yeah.
And I feel this is one of the most wrong thing you can do to yourself.
But isn't that always with everyone? I've seen so many people who hold on to the bad, one bad, over
everything good.
Parents. Let's say so many kids and their relationship with parents who have had a difficult childhood. I've had a good one, touch wood. But I've had friends who've had difficult childhoods. And it's about 5-6 things that their parents have not been able to do well, that they've carried forward. Just the fact that they brought you to this life does not matter. Like there are so many other things that they were providing that you think is their duty, and you've given it in.
You know, so have you ever had a situation, right, where we have lived good life? Right? We're at an age where we cannot call ourselves extremely young as well, or
not extremely old also.
Okay, so we're at that point right now. I don't want to call middle as well, but I'll just call it we are young enough.
Yeah.
So have you had a thing in your heart with a best friend, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever it could be, that you still hold on to your heart? Something that you have said?
Something that I've said, no. Something that they have done.
Sorry, something they have said.
Something they have done, yeah. Yeah.
Don't you feel that letting go would be much easier for you than them?
100%, because I don't think they even care about the fact that
they moved on.
One, they don't know I'm holding on to it. Second, I don't think they even care, like if they find out. But I don't know how to let go. Like, do I not know letting go is way easier for me? Yes. Do I not? Am I not aware of these things fully? I don't know how to let go. If someone teaches me how to let go, I'll let go.
Okay.
I just don't know.
Okay.
Like, I'm fully aware that it does no harm to them. It's harming me with that emotion that
the resentment that you have in your heart.
But I don't know how to let it. Someone will have to teach me.
Okay, cool. All right. So you are aware at least.
Yes.
You are aware at least.
Yes.
And you know those feelings.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because what happens is, like, a lot of times I've come across people and somehow here my healer possibility starts, because I'm working with a couple of people right now who I'm working and healing them. So this one person came to me and she's going through some of her past life, not past life, I'm like next life. I'm talking about what she went through in her past. What I realized is that I asked her. She's like, no, I've forgotten it. I'm like, sure, let's find out. So I triggered it. Started crying. Kabir, I cannot believe you just did that. I'd completely forgotten this. You know, I'm like, no. So she had forgotten it, but you have not
forgiven the other person.
Yeah. So when it comes to this particular lifestyle, I feel that if you're going to say that I've forgotten it, it's possibly, but I would say it's that you have not forgotten it. You're just simply suppressed. The emotion is there somewhere in your gut. If I'm going to trigger it, you're going to get mad at me for it.
Yeah.
It's going to make you feel like, what the hell did you just do?
Yeah.
But that is possible because that's the only way for you to bring it back out and then let it go correctly. That is one way of doing that. Another thing is that a lot of people are not acceptable. Okay, bhai, if I start talking about my past, if I sit there, oh my God, I've had crazy past. And if I sit here, I wouldn't be able to talk to you this way.
I've also had a crazy past, but I don't know how this mentality only came to me, that I just feel like jo hua acha hua.
You learned from it.
I'm in a such better place today. Fortunately, I'm also happy. If I was unhappy, I would have reasons to be like, whatever, this happened, that happened. But I can just associate everything to whatever happened is good, is why I have the life I have today, and is why I'm happy today.
So you learned from your past.
No. But I'm just like, okay, whatever has.
But that's thing,
I'm not the idiot I was, at least.
So you learned from your past. So learn from something that happened in your life.
I'm a little careful. Like, mostly I've had issues with friends. Okay, because they are the people you let closest to.
I think we don't even let our family members in so much that we lose our
And when
friends.
you have a partner, you always have like a thing ki chal sakta hai, toot sakta hai. Like, there's some with friends, you just trust them. So I've had maximum hurt from that area. Will I not trust another friend? I don't know. Like, I just feel like that is me as a person. I will trust. I might get hurt. I'm just a little more careful. But have I learned a lesson? That's a very big line for me to say. Can another friend hurt me? I think fully. But it might take longer for them to win me
because
over.
now you know. So there's a theory that I'll share with you. There are three kind of people in the world. There's stupid people.
Yeah.
Then there's smart people. And then there are wise people. Who are stupid people? People who see other person do their mistake.
Right.
Then they do the same mistake.
Right.
Yet they don't learn. And they repeat the mistake.
I learn from another person's mistake and don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay. So second person are smart people. Smart people are, they do the mistake. And then they realize, oh, I did a mistake.
Okay.
Then I will not do the mistake. Then you come under the wise
Third category. Yeah. If you've done something and I've seen jal gaya, main nahi jaungi.
This is a smart person. Wise person is a person that, that person had done this mistake. I'm about to do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm fully that way.
So you come into the wise category. 80% of the world are still in the transition from stupid to smart. Because this is what I have come across. Because I personally started with a stupid person because I've done it. I've seen one person do a mistake. I have done the mistake. I've burned my hands. I've repeated the mistake again. Then I realized, I need to.
I think that's also a transition. I don't know if stupid is the word, but that's just immaturity to maturity.
We'll call it immature.
Yeah, we'll call it immature.
We'll be nice about that.
Like, we were just immature and we didn't know too much about the world to have other people's experiences also to learn
experiences
from.
Also. But then we don't learn from other people's mistakes as well.
Yeah.
Many times because you're like, no, you know what? He did that thing or she did that thing. I can do it better.
Oh, I don't think that. Like, if my dad told me ki ye karke galat hoga, I'll be like, galat hoga. And as a child also, I've been like that. Like, if my mother's told me not to do this because this is going to be the outcome, not do
step
it.
Back.
I'll be like, she must have thought something and told me.
So you're one of the आज्ञाकारी daughters.
Fully आज्ञाकारी. Fully.
ऐसा लगता नहीं है Rebecca को देख के इतनी आज्ञाकारी हो.
No, full. Like, even my parents know that if they tell me something,
they'll do it.
Yeah, so they don't tell me too much anymore. But they know कि बोल दिया तो I'll follow.
Okay, great. Now, what's coming to the world of? So we spoke about mindset. We spoke about life, how it is, and what it is. What is your thought process when it comes to being into a relationship with someone? Right, as of right now, where relationships have become no longer a support system. Do you think you're going that way where you're not going to get married ever?
Why would you say relationships are no longer a support system?
Because a lot of time, what I've come across, a lot of people when I'm speaking to them, because one person is unhealed, and the second person that they're looking for, they're looking for person to come and fill in the emptiness that they have in themselves. Okay? So अगर तुम्हारे में प्यार, तुमको लग रहा है तुम्हारे में प्यार की कमी है, तुम्हें लग रहा है तुम्हें बहुत दर्द है, तुम्हें लग रहा है कि तुम अकेले फील करते हो, so you're going to find a person to fulfill that need. Like let's say some person might be like, oh, I'm not good at making decisions. So if I'm with someone, then they can make the decisions for me. So that is the support system when I'm talking about. Is like I take care of you, you take care of me. It's a balanced thing.
Right.
It's a support that we give each other.
Right.
Now it has become what I get from the relationship. This is what I've come across.
Tell me. I'm fully interested. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I've come across. That you know what, I want a relationship where the person would really care for me, take care of me when I'm down. He would come and pamper me, love me. How about the other side? What if that person needs the care? What if that person needs the love? Are you not going to be there for them? When you come into the relationship, what would you decide that how you want to take care of that person?
Okay, I'll come from a very practical. I'm not very emotional in this space, so I'll come from a very practical space. That if you ask for it, you'll get it. So if the other person is asking for care, he or she will get care. You can't expect it. I can't internally be like, oh, I took care of him, but now he's not taking care of me. If I ask for it, he'll take care of me.
You sure you're a girl, no?
Yeah, fully.
100%.
100%. But I just feel like it's as simple as that. I grew up, I don't know if a boy grows up learning how to be in a relationship. Your parents don't teach you how to be in a relationship.
No,
your partners teach you how to be in a relationship. So if you tell the boy that this is what I need and this is how it will make me feel, he'll do it. He doesn't want to keep you unhappy. If he wanted to, like, he's not an evil person. You've been with a good person, right? So if you say that, don't raise your voice when you're talking to me. Take your time. Come back. Text me. Whatever. Don't raise. He'll be like, you'll be like, this is one thing that I cannot set. He'll do it. No, why will he not do it? He'll take some time to come through it, but he'll do it because he doesn't want to hurt you and he still wants to be in that relationship. I also feel like all these things that you said are very superficial things we do when we want that relationship or we're entering it. After all, after the entering has happened, what matters is how you feel. If a boy is feeling peaceful and he feels like home and support to come back to, he will stay. If there's konya happening, he'll just be like, what the hell? Similarly for the girl, whatever she needs and feels in the relationship, if she's feeling at peace or if she's feeling like I'm cared for, all of those words, she'll stay. If she's feeling he's not being attentive, not bothered, I'm just like a show furniture, she'll leave. It draws down to how you make the other person feel, and that is only successful if you are able to put it to words. Most of us don't even know what we want. We just don't know how we feel.
No, but I'll tell you what. That's the reason I asked you if you're a girl. Because you're telling me that when you're in a relationship with a guy, you'll tell him how you feel. What you want.
Fully.
Like you'll be clear that X person, I want this.
Yeah.
But here's not many times guys have to judge by the expression of the girl and the behavior of the girl on what she wants. Like, let's come to the topic of this.
Like, I don't know what she wants, but I think they have to. It's very easy to understand a girl is upset or not upset because there's a switch. What pissed her off is a thing that only she can tell you.
Can I go out with my friends? Yes, you can. You know, it's like, yes, you can.
She's not happy. Then sit with her and talk to her once and for all. Figure out what she wants. Is she not happy with the influence that you bring from your friends, and you can convey to her that, bro, no matter what they say, I'm not going to get influenced. I'm yours. Like, I'm not going to become like them or whatever. Is it that you always give time to them and not to her, and she's looking for quality time? Then all that you have to do is give her 1 hour of dedicated time and she'll let you go anywhere in the world. Like, figure out, put that effort and figure out. If you initiate a conversation and know how to talk to your girl, she'll open up. She'll tell you.
You think that will be that easy to do so?
I think it's a little difficult to do initially, but once it happens, then it's just easy because then she also knows what to tell you to get the work done. She'll not spend an hour. She'll also, you have to, like, while I say boys learn from their partners, girls also learn through the process.
Partner. Yeah, absolutely.
So you do it like
from their partner.
From
not
their partner.
The process.
From their partner. From their partner. Yes.
Let's keep the equality same here.
Girls and boys both learn from their partners. And eventually, let's say you've done it for 3 months. 4th month, she's just going to be wiser and she'll tell you. You won't have to ask her what happened. She's learned that process of dealing with you, and this is how to cater to you. We're all humans, we evolve. She'll evolve. Will it feel like work initially? Yes.
Absolutely. Something that you have to build a foundation to make it better. I think where I think many people go wrong here, I feel, is that when they're into a relationship of boyfriend and girlfriend. So during the day, they may be together, they may not be together. Because apna kaam hai, only thing that you're doing is calling, meeting at the random time, maybe weekends together. But at the end of the day, she's at her place, you're at your place, or vice versa, whatever. But when you get into the marriage, the concept of
living together,
That's where you start realizing how many times he farts, how many times she farts, how many times he'll forget the towels, how many times he'll probably the way he chews his food. You know, us guys sometimes we're very very annoying. You know, because I'm one of the most annoying husbands you'll ever find on the planet of the earth. And for me, during the day, if I'm not annoyed Bhakti once, I don't think I can go to sleep.
But that I think is also like a love language.
Yeah, that is kind of. So she'll I wait for her to get annoyed.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, So that all of these things comes into a foundation of the marriage. What I think I feel that we need to work across is that if we can start having a better communication, can change. But then why don't we have that much patience in life to actually build a good foundation once
because
you get
we're
into
not
marriage?
being taught. ये सब हमको ना ही स्कूल में सिखाया ना ही घर पे सिखाया है. Nobody tells us how to be a responsible husband or how to be a dedicated wife. The way to be a responsible husband is to provide for your wife, suppress all your emotions, and never emote. Just provide for your family. You cannot emote. All of that goes in, and there are issues. Women are just being told that you have to be peaceful. You can't irritate him. You can't fight with him. You have to maintain the peace of the house and give whatever he needs. Don't keep him unhappy. Like, these are very vague things to tell. You don't tell us how to keep a marriage. You never told us that talk finances, talk if there are issues, how to resolve it, how we did it as a couple, how your aunt and uncle are doing it as a couple. Forget sexually. Like, just leave that.
I think that is now has become a different topic itself.
मतलब वो सब सिखाना तो अलग बात हो गया है. Basics of how two people should live together is not being taught. Is why we don't know. Is why we don't communicate. Because we never saw our parents communicating. We used to be like, मेरी मम्मी को समझ जाता था, मेरे पापा को समझ जाता था. If they would have other conversations in the bedroom, we are not aware of.
We're not aware of. Yeah.
So we used to just be like, हाँ मम्मी को पता था. अभी maybe पापा बताते होंगे. What I know. मेरे सामने नहीं बता रहे. I think we just not. If we have been taught, everyone wants to have a happy life. Someone should just teach it out well that this is, and in a gender equal way, because it cannot be full feminist or like it has to be where men also get catered to.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. People are listening, right? I hope viewers are watching right now, not on their phones.
Like it can be that
the men's need to get catered to as well.
I think women should just be told how to talk it out, simplified, say it in one line, say it for 1 hour, eventually learn how to concise it, and men need to be okay with
it,
expressing. Because in today's day and age, the only place men can express is a cricket playground or like you'll see a footballer cry and you're okay with watching that. You'll see a Virat Kohli and a Rohit Sharma cry. And it's okay. Why is it okay? Because that's a safe space for them. Those same two people, you bring them out, put them in a podcast and they are crying. Are you going to be okay with that? It's not a safe space anymore.
Yeah.
Like how?
Very careful of what you...
How are men so comfortable just crying in that space? Like, I think it's just both ways. There are things that need to be unlearned and learned. That this is okay and this is not okay.
I think it has become men can cry, boys can cry.
Emote. Just you can express anger also, you can express sadness also, you can express happiness also, and we're just going to take it as an expression.
As equality there. I think there's many times, this is also what many times bothers me a lot as well, that they go like, ladki hai, ro kya raha hai?
Because you all are being told to fix things, not like, emote. There's an issue, don't cry, or don't, if there's an issue, don't express that issue, fix that issue. Is the mindset that's been taught to men. So
comes out that way.
If anything not in that circuit is happening, they'll be like, what the hell, this is wrong.
I think that many times that suppresses a lot. It takes you to a wrong path, wrong thought process, wrong feelings. And I'm so glad that you're talking about this, because now I feel like you're okay. कोई तो है जो मर्दों की तरफ से बातें कर रहा है. Because many times I'm talking to Bhakti as well. I'm like, I want to bring someone on a podcast that who can support men. Right? Because many of the times what happens is that there's always about how wrong has happened with females.
Which is true.
Which does. I don't deny that.
Yeah.
I don't deny that.
We should also be aware of what's happening.
Like, so recently like that, the case happened where the man could not go anywhere else. He made a 2.5 hour video, and
Yeah.
he still committed suicide.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Subhash Atul guy.
Yes, I'm aware.
Then after that, that's one case has come up.
Yeah.
I know personally many where they were in a marriage where they were being compared, they were being suppressed, they were being told that you're not good enough, and they could not do anything, and they lived their life.
So I'll tell you, unfortunately, of course, this happens to women way more than it happens to men. I want to put that out there. But unfortunately, when it happens to a man or a woman, the only time we take it seriously when they're dead.
They're dead.
Like an alive woman can keep crying about shit happening to her in a marriage, and they'll tell her 10 ways of how to figure it out and settle it, and a man can come and tell that this is what's happening in a marriage, and they'll be like, take a stand and do this and do that and whatever. But only when one person dies is we realize that this was the gravity of what was happening. I don't know how many people need to die for that.
Exactly. But now one more thing that I want to ask you, right? So see, earlier you said that many women go through it than men.
Yeah.
I feel it could also be other way around. That the reason we don't know how many men go through it because there is no way for us to come out and talk about it. Because when we do, we're told that be a man enough.
Right.
You cannot come talk shit.
But study-wise also, there's a massive difference. While I'm fully for men are going through whatever, not every woman's coming out. Like we're in Mumbai. Let's go to second tier, third tier cities.
That's definitely a different.
While men must be going through that in those cities also,
but chances are less.
Statistically,
and I agree.
There are more chances of women going through. Like we're only talking from metro cities point of view. Let's go to the other city, which is why India is
still going.
Yeah, like because there are very few metro cities and more.
A third tier, second tier, third tier cities. What kind of partner are you looking for? Because since I know that you're single.
Primarily, I'm not looking for a partner. But anybody, I'm already at a very happy and peaceful space who comes and can keep that, doesn't distort that.
Okay. How does that happen?
I'm sure they should also come from a peaceful space and should know that, like, while I don't bug you for petty things, don't bug me for petty things. I think we're at the end of the day, everyone's looking for support.
Do you think self-love matters here?
I only don't know how much self-love I can do. Like, while I'm fully aware and I can preach self-love, I can tell you what it does. Do I have the guts of doing that day in and day out? I don't know.
What is self-love for you?
As simple as taking care of, like, whatever I'm doing to others to make them feel loved. If I do that same thing for myself, it doesn't bring me so much joy when I do it to myself. It brings me way more joy when I'm doing it to another person.
No, you're a people pleaser.
I'm not a people pleaser, but I think I'm just like responsible for everyone's happiness in my head. When I take care of myself, it does not give me that dopamine hit. So I'm eventually, is making me happy self-love or taking care of myself as I'm taking care of them self-love? Like I'm still battling that. What gives me immense joy is a smile on someone else's face that's come because of me. Not just smile. It has to be because of me. I should have catered to that.
Okay, make someone else smile. Well, that's very simple. You smile with your dimples, the other person smiles naturally.
So I don't know if that categorizes as self-love because I'm not doing anything to take care of myself. Like I'll spend like 10K on you, and when I have to spend 50 rupees on me, I'll be like, forget it, let's see next month.
I'm okay with that. I can send you a list. The things I want.
But that
if that brings you happiness.
But that does not categorize as self-love.
No, I'm just putting it out there. No.
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to make you happy.
Yeah, give me a list.
I'll just give you a list.
Right.
If that's what makes you happy. That will also make.
So what is self-love? Self-love is what keeps me happy. I should continue doing that.
For yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
That's self-love?
Self-love. I think self-love is, okay, so for me, self-love is that me going and ensuring that I am keeping healthy boundaries, of not letting anyone break that, nobody allowing anyone to disrespect me. Doesn't matter how close they are to me. Many times we forget that. Because you fall in love, you become blind, you become deaf, you become everything. You become munga and everything. You become mute. So self-love is where you're ensuring that even when a relationship is there, you're still keeping your healthy boundaries. You're letting the person know that, hey, abhi,
you have set a boundary. Chalo, theek hai.
Healthy boundaries.
उनको नहीं समझता है तो आप क्या करो?
Speak.
Even
Conversation,
if you speak,
communication.
फिर भी they are don't come from the cognitive space of
So I'll tell you a very funny way of this, right? So self-love, I'll tell you what. The relationship, how it works, right? Many times, if a person A is in a bad state of mind about themselves, if they don't know how to take care of themselves, if they don't enjoy their own company, if they're not happy with what they do with their own things, if they have not set a healthy boundaries for their own self, and if there's nobody around and they don't know what to do, are going to attract people who do not know how to do any of those things. Okay, it's like attract likes. Then what will happen? You're gonna try to look for people who are also looking for the same thing. So if you want someone to take care of you, that other person you're going to attract is also looking for someone to take care of them.
Fair.
So like attract likes.
Fair.
Whereas for self-love, here what is my thought process? If I love myself enough, I'll find a partner who loves me for who I am, the way I am. Right? And because of the way I love myself, I'm going to be able to respect her personality and herself as well, because of the factor that I know what love means. And at that point of time, there are higher chances that I will attract a person who's also very high in self-love. So what you're talking about at this point of time, when you said that I want someone, when that person comes into my life, is that, so don't come and bother me for petty issues. You take your time, I take my time. So here, right now, you know your priorities. There are higher chances that now when you attract someone, when you look for it. Of course, right now, as I understand your mindset, is that you're really not looking right now. You're just hua to hua, whenever. But whenever you start, okay, now I'm ready to attract a partner, you'll have to first sit and figure out what kind of partner do you want. You cannot say, I want Shah Rukh Khan, I want Hrithik Roshan, or I want John Abraham. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the type of qualities that you want in the other person's life.
Should be like me.
Yeah, so it's like that particular person.
Like, should be very similar to me, because it's easier to deal with.
Easier to deal with, who understands what it is.
And when something wrong is happening, it's just so easy for me to understand how they are operating, because I also operate like that. Yeah.
But now you know that. What will happen is that there are higher chances you're going to attract a similar person. But here, because you know that, many of the people who are there and who are looking for a relationship, and whenever I've asked them, when they're single, I'm like, what are you looking in a person? It should be handsome, loving, should make good amount of money, and should keep me happy. Why is that person responsible of keeping you happy? Your responsibility is to keep yourself happy, not that person's responsibility to keep you happy. So when you figure out that my responsibility is to keep myself happy, you're going to find a person who's going to eventually figure out how to keep you happy. That is a way of qualities that you're looking for.
But I know where it's coming from. So I don't come from that thought process, of course.
Okay.
But we've also grown up seeing families where women were housewives. Maybe that's not your house and my house, but are we aware of that? Yes. Are we aware of women who were at home, not allowed to do a lot of things as simple as sabzi bhi men would buy? Like, those women were not allowed anything. Every time we would see that woman happy, it would be because of where that man is taking her. The man took her shopping, she's happy. The man took her for a movie, she's happy. I'm not saying this is right. I'm saying that some people have grown up to the thought that what the husband did kept the women happy. So they're like, okay, he should keep me happy. We have not been able to digest the fact that we have liberty. We don't have rules and regulation. But because वो अब तक settle नहीं हुआ है कि यार अब तो freedom है, अब तो खुद कर सकते हो,
करो.
वो देख लिया ना, इससे ऐसे लगता है कि यार वो अंकल आंटी को खुश रखते थे.
वो एक mindset जो मेरा recent का जो मैं, when I teach someone about manifestation, so a lot of people come to me and like, teach me manifestation. So and most of the people, you will be surprised how many people don't come to me for money.
They come for partners.
They come for partners. They're like, I want to manifest my dream life partner.
Are they more men or women?
No, females.
Of course,
Mostly
of course.
Females. Somehow, somewhere, I don't know, like my aura has also become that I've got a lot of
thing. Okay, this is not a study, but this is just what I have asked few people, and like, it's just random. When men pray, They pray for every other part of their life except for their partner. They pray for their family. They don't pray for their wives or girlfriends or partners or relationship. Women, when they pray, they always have their partner and relationship in their prayer almost every
Almost
time,
everything.
which is a very different thought.
It is indeed. I think that's something new I also have come across.
Like theoretic, there's a study that say, okay, I'll tell you a study that's there. This is not prayer related.
Okay.
Care, we say when someone's unwell, you're supposed to take care of them and all. If you are unwell, when your partner takes care of you, in her head, she's taking care of you. She's looking after you. The word in her head is taking care of you. But studies wise, when the woman is unwell or where a family is unwell, put the whole family only unwell, okay? For men, it is not taking care. It's about another responsibility. Like, काम करना और ये भी manage करना है. So I'm not saying it in a negative space.
Naturally.
They still want to look after you. But they don't look at that gesture as care. They look at it as an other work that needs to be done while these
works are being there.
Like XYZ needs to be done. And oh, my mom's fallen ill, I have to do this also. Oh, my dad's fallen, I have to do this also. Oh, my wife's fallen ill. How do I have to manage work and do this? It's another work. They don't look at it as a...
Don't you think this mindset is now being changed?
This is a recent study.
Is it? Because I personally feel
Very good.
Last time I checked, I was
your empathy is
probably
higher.
Right?
Your EQ and empathy is higher, which is why you still feel like you're caring for them. But when they do... So this study was about even when your family falls ill.
I'm talking about in general altogether.
Yeah.
Because I'm a type of person that I feel that, okay, like if she's unwell, I'll do everything. I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do everything. I'm like, hey, you relax.
Yeah, you relax.
I got things.
That's a great thing.
So it's like, I feel maybe, do you think because of the factor that we have coming from generations, we have kept males has to be that way? If you don't behave this way,
everything is conditioning. Everything is what we have seen and learned.
We can change that, right?
We can choose to change that, but it requires a lot of guts. Changing your mindset is unfortunately a lot of work and a lot of guts to be able to choose that every day. Like, while everything's pissing me off, it's a very tough choice to be in a hot environment and everything's getting delayed and nothing's working out to be like, ho jayega.
It's
a tough call.
You still feel that old generations were better. That men were out there going and earning, and females were home reproducing and cooking.
Was it better? I don't know. They clearly did not do it well because of which women started coming out and working. If that system was working well and it was better, तो ये system आता ही नहीं place में. Like if women were happier, provide. It's also something that comes to us naturally, right? We nurture well. Y'all provide well. Now y'all are nurturing. We are learning to provide. We're not the best at it. You're not the best at it, but we're learning. We're fully willing to learn and try to be the best at it. Percentage wise, men are still providing more, women are still nurturing more.
Yeah. Still, but we're still at a higher level.
But in the metro cities, roles have changed and we're willing to do the other job. You're willing to do the homework and nurture to her and all of that. But while I say all of this, somewhere something has gone wrong for one woman to move out of that situation and start working.
Somehow, somewhere.
Something has
triggered.
मेरे उस generation का memory नहीं है, मैं तो बता देती थी.
Do you think that is the reason that people don't want to get married now? Have you come across many people who don't want to get married? Do you want to get married?
I'd be happy to marry if I look at it, like if I feel this is causing me peace and not troubling me, fully. Would I want to get married if I see that, it's going to keep me where I am, peaceful and happy, or more? But if anything is going to bring you down, even if that's a job, will you pick it up? Like you'll always pick a job either with a better salary or a better work culture. If it's worse than what you're already at, will you pick that up? It's just life choices, right? I'm giving job because I'm trying to say life choices. You won't put anything up that's giving you a feeling that this is going to put you in a lower space than where you are. So no.
But do you think that is the reason why people don't want to get married now?
I don't think.
Have you come across anyone who said, "Oh, I'm not going to get married"?
Very few. And I also feel like people don't want to get married because of whatever they've seen in the marriages that they have seen.
Agreed.
If we would have seen happy marriages, we all would be married. So it's not that people don't want to get married. They have certain rules and regulations, and those rules and regulations, if you listen to them carefully and understand where they are coming from, it's coming from how the mother was, or how the father was, or how
The
some
parental connection.
marriages they have seen how they, why women don't want to do ghar ka kaam,
Hmm.
because they've seen mothers do only ghar ka kaam, and seen mothers get tired doing bahar ka kaam and ghar ka kaam. They're like, bro, I can't do this. I can't do they not want to do it? No, they're scared of what they saw. I just feel like we've seen some things that have scared us, and which is why we don't want to do it. If someone comes and convinces us that the same thing will not happen to us and we'll figure our own future, everyone's willing to do it. Why are people living in before marriage?
Yeah, to figure out what's going on there. But also, that's a
Yeah.
topic for another day. Now that
Yeah, like I
What,
don't think people don't want to get married. They don't want to burn their hands when they've already seen it. It's that. शादी से I don't think bear है किसी को.
I think people are scared of commitments. I feel that now. I've come across many recently that I feel they're scared of commitments. I don't think they can commit to one person at a time where किसी का body अच्छा है, किसी का feels अच्छा है, किसी का look अच्छा है, किसी का आपको खाना अच्छा है, किसी का sexual part अच्छा है.
They've just not found the one.
They've not found the one. I don't.
Because when you find the one, all this rubbish that you think of earlier goes away. Like when you find a sensible partner and you're sensible in your head, you really figure that these checklists don't matter. How you feel and the vibe and how that equation is what matters. So I think they've not found the one.
They've not found the one.
If they're still thinking like this, nahi mili hai unko. Ya nahi mila hai unko.
नहीं मिला है उनको.
Nahi mila hai unko. Yeah.
Cool, yeah. You know, I think.
Do you not think that?
You know, yeah. I feel so. Yes, I feel so as well. I feel that when you find the one, many things don't matter anymore.
Do you feel previous जहाँ roles बहुत defined थे better था?
You know, I'll be very frank and very honest with you here. I kind of sometimes miss that part, and sometimes feel like नहीं ये है जो life मैं जी रहा हूँ वो अच्छी है. The reason behind that I feel is because maybe again what I've seen in the past is just like, you know, you go out, you know, you earn, you come back home, you get food, you get a home that is clean, you come home, which is done. Now thing has become where both of you are working. Even you're out, even she's out. You guys both are coming home, and now you have to cook, now you have to clean, now you have to do. So somehow, some part of the life, I feel, you know what, yaar, kya life thi
I also align.
You know,
when you have lesser choices, it's easier to be happy. जब आपको पता ही नहीं है बाहर की दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है, और यही मेरा घर है, it's just easier to make peace with that.
Okay, what we going to do?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it has to be male or female. Male can be home at
Like let's say when you go to a restaurant, जब लिखा ही है इडली सांभर मेदू वड़ा, it's easier to pick. But when they give you like a booklet, it'd be like, oh, North Indian खाओ कि Asian खाओ.
Too many choices.
When you do not have an option, it's easier to make peace with where you are.
Right.
When you've been given the option is when the difficult choice comes. But now that we are more, like you and I have learned about meditation and everything, is not being aware of anything really the happy place to be in? Or is being aware of everything and making a choice?
Making a choice and which makes you happy.
Yeah. So while I come from that thought process कि यार हाँ नहीं option था best था दिमाग ही कहीं और भी जाता था यही करना था and you're at peace.
This is your
happy.
task. This is what his task is. This is what your task
but now,
is, and you're done.
When I went to Ocean, I figured that no, that's a dumb place of decision, and just the fact that you know everything, be aware of everything,
your surrounding and everything,
and then making a choice is the most informed way of making a decision. Makes me feel that where we are heading is maybe right.
Make it right. Yeah, absolutely. So what we'll do here is that we'll call our podcast.
Okay.
I have another topic that I want to talk to you about, but if I bring that topic up, we can probably go for another hour. But before, because of course you are the Rebecca Pinto. You want to be famous or not, you are.
No.
Yes.
I'd rather have money
than
okay. Fame, if
but
given a choice.
Still do have fame.
Do I have some part of it? Yeah. But do I enjoy it? I'm not too sure.
Okay. Well, still, doesn't matter. You are famous. You're gonna enjoy it. Doesn't matter you like it or not. What I want you to do for me now is we have had a very beautiful life conversation. If there is something that you have to tell to someone who you can influence to have a better life, what would you tell them?
Don't work too hard. Like, no man ever died and said on their deathbed that I worked very well. Like, just find your balance. You want to make time for yourself, okay. You want to make time for your partner, okay. You want to make time for your chill sessions, family, whatever. Figure a way of catering to that balance, because no man on their deathbed is proud of the work professionally that they have done off. They're always happy about the other impact that it's caused to people's life or their family's life and everything else. While you're working, because paise to chahiye,
Naturally.
just figure a balance.
Beautiful. Find your balance. Great. So I would like to say thank you,
Thank
Rebecca,
you.
that you were here today with us. And to the audience, thank you so much. I really appreciate you have watched this podcast. I know ये podcast थोड़ा हमारा हटके था because this conversation that we had today was literally completely unscripted. Like we literally had, of course, we create a content that what we're going to talk about, what we're going to say.
उसमें से एक क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा था. Not a single question was asked.
Not a single question was asked. Literally, this was an unscripted podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that you must have enjoyed it because the conversation that we had today was, I think this is a day-to-day thing that each and every one of us goes through. Maybe something that we have not spoken about, something that we have not thought about, and maybe it's there in our head somewhere. So maybe this podcast could have triggered that for you. And I hope you have enjoyed it. And since you have stayed all the way here, make sure to share this podcast with everyone that you feel that can enjoy this podcast. You can also find us on YouTube and Instagram at Kabirr Vani Podcast, or you can just find her, put Rebecca Pinto, you'll find her. And you can also listen to us on all the major audio platforms. If you don't find us there, leave us in a comment. We'll make sure we'll reach out there too. Till next time.